The Carolina Panthers, the team that just traded Robbie Anderson, Christian McCaffrey, you still gave up over 150 yards of rushing? Are you joking? Are you kidding? Save the calls. I set the table, you come to eat.
Welcome to Game Day Live. We are here at Beefo Brady's at the corner of Bush Boulevard and Himes Avenue. I'm your host, Jason Powers, Peter Blake.
What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Thursday night football.
Yes.
Amazon.
Yes.
We're going to be watching here in just a few minutes.
We got phone calls already coming through.
Phone calls coming through.
Yeah.
We got a big show for you here. We're going to be on for the next 45 minutes right up until kickoff here at Beefo Brady's. We're out here on the beautiful deck. They just renovated this entire restaurant. Again, if you're in the area, you want to come watch the game, stop in for a beverage, for a little food, come talk to us. We'll be doing a halftime show as well.
Yes.
A little 5-6 minute halftime show.
Absolutely.
Definitely stop by Bush Boulevard and Himes Avenue. Beefo Brady's. We'll be here all night. Buccaneers coming to this game 3-4.
Yes.
4-3 Baltimore Ravens.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's a must-win at this juncture for this team. You got to play better than you did versus the Carolina Panthers and, of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Disappointing as we came in with the rant there against the Panthers, only scoring 3 points. So they got to get it together tonight, and they got to get it together fast on a short week, and that's going to be the toughest thing about it. So.
Little rundown of what the show's going to look like up till 8:15. 7:45, we're going to have Paul Stewart from BuckPower.com all the way from England's going to join us. We're going to give a little preview of the game. 8 o'clock.
Yes.
JP Peterson of the JP Peterson Show will be chiming in with us live from Raymond James Stadium up in the press box. We're going to hear from JP. We're going to get a live update from Raymond James Stadium.
Huh. And I guess we're having some sound effects here or sound problems because I'm looking right now and I'm trying to see if we're on or not. And I thought we had sound just fine. Let's see here. I got sound coming out. Do you got sound coming out? Can you hear me?
I cannot hear you through the headset.
You cannot hear me through the headset. All right. Man, I don't know what's going on here. This is not good. Okay.
We'll keep talking here.
Yeah.
We'll see. But we got two good guests.
Stand by.
Are we getting nobody hearing us?
That's what it's going on here, and I don't know why it's going on like that. I tell you what, man.
Folks, we're gonna take a 2-minute timeout.
Yep.
We're back in 2 minutes, okay?
Yep, 2 minutes.
Work on our technical issues here.
Stand by.
Back in 2 minutes, okay?
Okay. Right. That's not who it was at all. You idiot. We're on the Sports Web live on NSPN. I love St. Pete. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Harry the Greek, 1252 Chicago Sports.
Thank you.
He's calling in again. So
let me give it a shot for you.
Yes, go ahead. Welcome to the Sports Web.
So Peter, I can
welcome to the Sports Web.
I can hear the Harry the Greek.
How's it going?
How are you doing? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
When you talking to the
Marcos calling from Miami.
Okay, Marcos, what do you have to say about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or do you want to talk about something else?
No, I was looking at something else.
All right, what do you want to talk about?
Thanks for calling the 1-900 number. My name is Harry. How are you?
Would you shut up and be quiet? Shut up! You're calling a sports talk show. You know that, right? So what do you want to talk about, Marcos?
I was looking to call out Peter.
This is Peter.
Marcos Jake Paul's assistant.
Oh, are you serious?
Told you.
Wait, is this live right now?
This is live right now. This is
crazy.
This is crazy. Yes, it is.
Told you.
Wow. Okay,
sorry.
So let welcome to the evolution. I swear to God, we did not plan this, but of course the story was about the Rolex situation. Jake Paul, I interviewed him, asked him a question about Rolexes being given to fighters. And he said, you know what? Do you want one? And I said, yeah, sure. Not thinking he was going to do that. So
that's crazy. I just got your contact from Nikisa, Jake's manager.
Talk. Okay.
And I wanted to follow up.
I can hear you.
So yeah, so we have Rolex ready to go. And I was calling you to contact you what the best shipping address was. So whenever you get the chance.
I'll tell you what, Peter, why don't you go ahead and take that, make me full screen, pull yourself out. I'll go ahead and talk to the audience. It'll take you less than a minute. And I think that's awesome.
I think it is awesome, too. Thank you very much for calling. Let me go ahead and get to you. Harry, let me go full screen here. Stand by.
1, 2, 3. There we go. That's better. I can start talking?
Yeah.
All right, we are back. Sorry about the technical difficulties.
You gotta love that on a
remote.
Yes.
We're here in a deck outside.
Yes.
Mosquitoes going nuts.
Yeah, this was probably not the best idea on my part at the end of the day because that we didn't know there was going to be mosquitoes and everything like that.
Okay, we'll make it work.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, let's get to the game here.
Yes.
First of all, we got Paul Stewart coming up here in just a few minutes. Again, if you want to reach out, call 727-255-0391. We're going to take a couple calls. We won't have a lot of time for calls, but we will take a couple calls. Paul Stewart, 7:45. J.P. Peterson, 8 o'clock, live from Raymond James. Let's break down the game a little bit. Let's talk about the injury situation.
Absolutely.
Sounds like Julio Jones is in tonight. No Russell Gage. No Luke Gedeke.
No Carlton Davis.
Yep.
Yeah.
No Sean Murphy-Bunting. No Winfield.
Right.
Keem Hicks still out. A lot of injuries for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, lots of injury for the Buccaneers, and it's been like that all year long. So hopefully Julio Jones coming back will have some type of impact because you're going to need it.
Yes.
Because, again, you're already down Russell Gage. We already talked about how ineffective some of these wide receivers are for this team.
I think Julio will be, if he's 85%, he's going to be a factor tonight.
Right, and you're only scoring 16 points a game, so you have to improve on that. This time last year, you were scoring 31 points. Now you're only scoring 16, and it seems like it keeps on going down every other week. And the Ravens, to me, they're susceptible to the run.
No, to the pass. Their secondary's bad.
Pass and
not very good on defense.
Right, not very good on defense at all. Not only the run, but also, like you said, the pass. So
I think if you have Julio, Godwin, and Evans tonight, I think you're going to see the Bucs throw the ball. Cade Otton becoming more of a factor in the passing game.
Yes.
Don't try to jam 30 carries down your throat of the Ravens. I'm sorry, we're just not a very good run blocking team.
Yes.
Maybe Nick Leverett helps that in the run game at left guard. We'll see. But again, we're a much better team, and we don't want to be throwing it 55 times.
No.
But we're not going to be a 35 a game running team.
Well, because you haven't been able to run the ball, and it's either because of your offensive line not opening up holes or because the style of runs that you're trying to have with Leonard Fournette, and I keep on going back to this, with the 4th and 1, why not run a Rashard White? I get it. It worked the week before, but defensive coordinators are going to catch up on it, and wouldn't it make sense for them to run a White because he's more athletic, more elusive than Leonard Fournette?
Well, again, we'll see. But again, Bucs, Brady comes into this game only with 8 touchdown passes, and this is week 8 here. Last year, I don't even know what he had through 7 weeks. It was way more than 8 touchdown passes.
Right, exactly.
Only got 1 pick, so give him credit, not turning the ball over dramatically, but 8 touchdowns just not going to get it done. 17, like you mentioned, we're 25th in the league in scoring. 20. I mean, defensively, we got to play better. Again, a lot of guys out in the secondary. So, again, will Todd Bowles play more man-to-man tonight, or will it be more zone? I think you're going to see more zone, and I think you're going to see a spy on Lamar Jackson many times in this passing game tonight.
And that's a big-time matchup. Jason Powers, my tag team partner of the world, what can you do versus Lamar Jackson? Can you shut him down? Coming into this game, over 500 rushing yards at the end of the day. We know he can also beat you from the pocket. We'll see if Mark Andrews plays in this game. Any word
He's
on
in.
him? He's in?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a tough matchup at the end of the day for them. So you're going to have to defend him. And then also, once again, you're going to have to defend Jackson. Are you going to spy him up? Are you going to let him run all over the place, or are you going to let you beat him from the pocket? And that is the unique challenge with facing a Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, and tonight the other challenge is, one, you're on a short week of only 3 days, and two, Baltimore has probably the most unique running game in the league. It's not a traditional running game. It's very unique. A lot of quarterback runs, a lot of misdirection. Gus Edwards back, no Dobbins, he's out. But you're gonna have Gus Edwards, you're gonna have Lamar. But it's just it's a lot of misdirection stuff. So again, you have to play your positional defense if you're the Buccaneers.
And I want to play this tonight.
How about them Bucs, baby?
I want to play that because Byron Leftwich is taking a lot of heat. I tell you what, let's go out to our phone lines here. Let's go out to the tribal troll, Mr. Roger from Holiday. Welcome to your Game Day Live / Sports Web from Beefo Brady's here in Tampa. What do you have to say, my friend?
Peter Blake, I am watching you on YouTube, and you guys are muted. We haven't been able to hear one word you've said the entire time.
Well, that's unfortunate because I can hear you, you can hear me, everybody can hear each other, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe a reset.
I've already done that.
So you can't hear us at all, my man, Roger?
How can you hear us right now? That's weird.
Because I'm on my phone. I got the TV. The TV's on, and there's no sound coming out the TV.
I got a buddy of mine saying he can hear us okay on our end. I don't maybe
reset it.
I don't know.
Reset it, my friend.
All right, what's your comment, Mr. Roger? We only got a couple minutes here.
All right, I'm gonna be getting a lot of hate for this, but I think the Ravens are taking this game.
A lot of people do.
Why do you think they're going to take this game for?
Because the Bucs have been playing like trash. I don't see any improvement, and because they've got a lot of starters out.
That's a fair assessment. It honestly is.
No, I mean, a lot of people. Again, the Bucs come in as a slight favorite. I think 1 or 2 point favorites.
2 points.
So it's pretty much a dead even game in the eyes of Vegas.
Yeah, it's a gimme.
It's a dead even game. Again, if you're the Bucs, the Baltimore has been very susceptible to blowing. Even if the Baltimore gets a lead, they've been terrible at holding leads in the fourth quarter. So don't throw in the towel if things don't start great early. Right. But I think you're going to see an inspired Bucs effort tonight. The passion we've talked about the last couple of weeks has not been there.
Well, that's what you got to have. You got to have urgency.
I think Todd Bowles is getting a lot of crap for no reason. I mean, it's not just him. It's from top to bottom.
But he's that coach. You're the one. You've got to inspire them.
That's it.
Somehow, some way, you got to figure out a way to get into these guys' manhood and their soul to get out the best football in it, because we're not
out and score a touchdown in the first quarter. They're being the only team in the National Football League that has not scored a touchdown in the first quarter. That's unacceptable with all these offensive weapons. So you have to come out with urgency tonight. I tell you what, we're going to run here, Roger.
Raj, thanks for you got Baltimore tonight.
Thanks for the show.
Appreciate
it. I tell you what, let's go out to our boss here,
my man,
Mr. Paul Stewart of BuckPower.com. Welcome to our Game Day Live Sports Web extravaganza here from Beefo Brady's out here on Himes. How you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm very well. Well, of course, it's early morning here in England. It's 1:45 in the morning.
Yep.
Believe me, when I become commissioner of the NFL, I am getting rid of Thursday night football. It is going. I hate it.
It is, and I tell you right now, you kind of wonder what shape this Bucs team is in. Of course, we've already learned about the injuries. Julio Jones is going to play in this game, but Hakeem Hicks is not. Carlton Davis. You got to have a better effort than you had versus the Carolina Panthers. What do you expect tonight from this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team that is just have been dealing with adversity the last couple of weeks, losing to the Steelers and, of course, losing to the Panthers?
I just want to see respectability, guys. I mean, the last 2 weeks, we have gone into those games saying, right, the Bucs should beat those teams by 20 to 30 points. They were both in disarray. And what happened? The complete opposite. Now, here we are. We've had the last 3 or 4 days, and you had it, Peter, on your post-game show on Sunday when people really brought the passion, talking about how bad it was. Well, now the Bucs honestly are the underdogs. They might be favourite in Vegas, but realistically, we know they're not. Right. Now, could it be the other way around, that we're going in with no expectation, with almost no hope, that it turns the other way around and the Bucs surprise us? Now, as fans, that's what we have to hope. Realistically, I just want to see respectability tonight.
Paul Stewart, I'm going to be very interested to see what the crowd atmosphere is at Raymond James Stadium.
Oh, we lost you there. There we go. Hold on. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah,
I want to see what the crowd atmosphere is going to be. We're going to have J.P. Peterson on here in a few minutes to give us a sense of what the crowd's like in Raymond James. I just hope that the crowd is electric tonight. It's, again, the one Thursday night game you play a year. Every team plays one where it's a home game. It's against a big opponent. The Bucs need some help from the crowd to keep them in the game. I know you got to execute offensively and defensively, but hopefully, Paul Stewart, we see a good crowd interaction with the Buccaneers at home tonight.
I certainly hope so. The reason we couldn't hear you is because of your loud shirt you're wearing, Jason.
Yes.
I can't work out where you got that one from.
Well, see, hey, I missed a memo. See, I should have wore my Buck Power shirt tonight.
How do you not know? It's a remote.
I have no idea. I wore the black.
Do I have to?
Sports
Is
web.
it babysitting service?
Listen. You can babysit all day long about the shirt. I had to set all this crap up and make sure it works. But
bring the passion, bring the excitement. Just don't forget to bring your shirt.
Yes. Hey, Paul Stewart. Look, Paul Stewart. I got your mutiny, your Germany things. We're
Look
going
at
to give out
those.
to the crowd tonight. We're going to give out a couple of these to the crowd tonight.
Nice.
We got a nice.
No,
We got a
in
nice.
terms of the atmosphere, I mean, I'm actually thinking back. I was looking back through Buck history, and the Bucks have played quite a few Thursday night games. But the very first one they played was back in 1980, when the Monday Night Crew came into Tampa for a special Thursday night version. The famous trio, Frank Gifford, Dandy Don Meredith, and Howard Cosell. And they came in, and the atmosphere that night was incredible. The fans were so excited to be there and get behind their team. Now, right now, if this starts going the wrong way, you can see the boo birds coming out, because the last few days, the fan base has turned against Tom Brady. There's no doubt about it. You can tell. So it'll be interesting to see if they come out with a big drive, score early, fantastic. But just as easily, you can see it going the other way and the crowd turning on the Bucs, because that's how the fan base has been the last few days.
Paul Stewart, just want to remind everybody, Paul Stewart is the founder and administrator of BuckPower.com. Cultivator, the man. He's the man with the plan. Yes. All things Buck history, videos, audio, stats, rosters, scores from every game in the history of the Buccaneers. BuckPower.com. Peter and I do a podcast every week called No Quarter Given, where we go over the game every week. Paul provides a montage, an audio montage. You can go to Buck Power TV on YouTube to see all the montages throughout the whole year. Every time we post one, and for our podcast, it's on there as well, Buck Power TV. But again, Paul's the unofficial historian. He's the man with the plan, provides us nice little apparel. He was here in town a couple weeks ago for the Falcons game. I know he had a great visit. We had a great dinner with him. Sure. Thanks for all you do, Paul Stewart.
Look at that.
Okay, and I've got a great stat for you guys tonight that I've just been working with our buddy TJ on the pregame show.
I tried to get TJ on real quick. He couldn't give me 5 minutes from the field. I tried to get him on, but he said his bosses at Buccaneer Radio wouldn't like that one bit.
Like that at all.
What can we do? We'll have to forget about him on our show. But the stat I've got for you is that the sixth Buccaneer carry tonight will be 20,000 carries in Buccaneer history. And just to let you know, the 10,000th was Mike Allstott against Jacksonville, also on a national televised game in 98. The first one was Vince Kendrick in the very first game the Bucs played. Vince Kendrick, he was a Gator. It was his only carry. He was his only carry for the Buccaneers. It was the very first one in franchise history. Dave Moore's got a carry. He's included in that. Yep. So when we get to number 6 tonight, it will be 20,000. I just hope it's a really good one and not Peter's favourite player on a jet sweep wearing the number 1 jersey.
Your buddy.
And I'm telling you right now, that was probably one of the lone bright spots, if you will, in Jalen Darden. And your buddy, Jay Camarda. I mean, honestly.
Don't say Jalen Darden was a bright spot, please, bro.
He's never. Well, I don't understand.
We're getting you a signed picture of him for Christmas.
Yeah, please.
Don't worry. Is he still punt returning for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? I will have no idea. He brings nothing to the table.
No, it's more the blocking. It's more the blocking.
Oh,
bro.
Is it? That's what it is?
It is.
Oh.
It is.
Yeah.
All right, Paul Stewart. What key to the game? Let's look into X's and O's a bit here. What do you think is a realistic key to the game offensively and defensively for the Buccaneers that they've not shown the last 3-4 weeks?
Any offense? Not just some offense, any offense.
Right.
That's what we need to see. We need to see a couple of drives. I want to see less Leonard Fournette and more Rashad White.
Yep,
because he has got the ability to make things happen.
Yep.
I just want to see them move the ball, and I want to see them show some offense, because that's what they need. The defense, okay, we know they're going to try and take care of business with a depleted roster. Look, the Pittsburgh Steelers showed us that could be done 2 weeks ago. So that's what I want to see. So I'll be trying to stay awake here. The game will finish at around about 4:30 in the morning UK time. I have an 8 o'clock work conference call to go to. I don't know how I'm going to manage that. That is what being a Bucs fan is all about. Yeah. So bring the passion, bring the excitement, bring home a victory.
That's it. Bring home a victory. He's getting it. And, of course, we talked about Julio Jones coming back. Does he make an impact, in your opinion, tonight for this offense? Finally, versus a susceptible defense like you talked about the back end of that Baltimore Raven defense, Paul.
Julio Jones, over or under number of times he steps on the field.
Here's what I want to see in all seriousness. I want to see an up-tempo offense coming out. Yes. I want to see hurry up. Yeah. Let's run the 2-minute drill from play 1.
Sure.
3 or 4 drives, see how Baltimore reacts to it. Right. Again, short week. It limits the substitution abilities for the defense.
Right.
Let's go up tempo if you're Byron Leftwich and Tom
Can you not run
Brady.
the ball on first down? That's what I want to know. Can you not run that ball on first down? Because
it's going to be interesting, guys. Keep up the great work.
Paul
I'm going to
Stewart.
stay awake here in the UK. I've got my cup of tea going. Have a great time at Beefo Brady's, guys. I wish I was there with you.
And by the way, your buddy hasn't shown up yet, so give your buddy some.
He's in a diner down on 60. He got held up on the beach.
Hey, no problem.
He got delayed on the beach.
Paul Stewart, appreciate you joining us all the way from beautiful. What's the weather like over in England tonight?
It's typical British weather, cloudy and rain.
Okay.
You get used to it over here. That's why I come to Tampa for a vacation, guys.
Well, hopefully the Bucs don't put you to sleep by about 2:30 London time.
I hope not. Take care, guys.
Have a great night, Paul.
There you go.
Thanks
Paul
for joining
Stewart,
us.
Right there. Good stuff. I tell you what, lots of comments here. We'll get over the sound. Yes, we didn't have any sound. I have no idea, but we worked on it. We got it. Sitton says, what's up, Peter Blake? What's going on? Sitton, go Bucs. Absolutely. Give him the Byron Leftwich.
How about them Bucs, baby?
I might have to redo that sound effect eventually because I don't think people right now really.
You're wanting to fire Byron Leftwich from previous chats we had earlier in the week.
Well, if he doesn't,
you want him out.
If he doesn't start getting it done for this offense, there may be
no,
some
they're
change.
not.
Could you see some
no,
changes?
They're
to
not
this
firing.
offense?
They're not firing any coaches.
I hear Peter, but I barely hear Jason. All right, we talked about that. Chris Cole, that's better. Chris again, contain. Yeah, it's loose over there for some reason. Okay. So you got to tighten that up a little bit. I don't know how to. Yeah, go ahead. You got it. No, you got it. You got it. No, you got. Go ahead.
1, 2. Here we go. Here we go. All right.
Good.
Yes, but again, if we're going to lose to the Baltimore Ravens tonight, it better be with Lamar throwing it for 300, not Lamar running for 120.
Oh, I agree. Or 200.
He's the leading rusher for the Ravens coming into the game with over 500 yards rushing. Leads the Buccaneer. Nobody on the Buccaneers, I think Fournette's at like 350 for the season.
The most disappointing aspect of this team, besides offensively, because you have all the weapons, has been the run game. You have not been able to have that staple. You've given up 173 yards last week to Carolina without Christian McCaffrey. So you got to step up tonight. You got to do something. Again, open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391.
JP Peterson coming up here in just a couple of minutes from Raymond James Stadium, probably to the press box.
Nice.
He's going to be up joining us from the JP Peterson show here in the Tampa Bay area. Huge Bucs guy. Been covering the Bucs for 20-plus years.
Every day.
Does a good job. Yep.
Yeah, from
10 to 12. Yep. Does a great job. All right, let's talk about.
Well, let's read some of these comments.
Okay,
and
go
then
ahead.
We'll get back to it. Peter, what do you make of Fournette's struggles this season? Is it O-line or has he lost a step? And I tell you
slow.
What, let's get
they
back
look
to
slow
that in a moment. Let's go out to Mr. Drew Felios. Drew, welcome to the Game Day Sports Web Extravaganza live from Beefo Brady's on Himes.
What's up, guys? Love the energy. Getting ready for this game tonight. I'm actually heading west right now to New Orleans to do some work later on this weekend. But I just wanted to ask you guys, I watch this team and I see several different issues, okay? Number one, Gronk's not out there. Number two, Arians isn't there.
Yes.
Number three, Brady problems at home are wearing on him. And number four, no Sue, no JPP, not as much their physical ability, but their presence, their veteran leadership.
Yep.
If you guys had a magic wand, what do you think is the one thing that you would like to bring back, Jay? I'll go with you first. Gronk back.
I want Gronk because he brings a happiness.
What do you think's missing?
Gronk brings a happiness to the locker room on a Tuesday, Wednesday, no matter win or lose. He brings a spirit, a jovial spirit, a goofball kind of mentality that you got to have.
Tom Brady and also an inline blocker. So seeing as you said Gronk, I don't want to steal your thunder. I would bring back BA because this team needs urgency right now. And Todd Bowles, to me, could be just a defensive coordinator. I get it. It's early, but you see what he did with the New York Jets. Also, Byron Leftwich being the offensive coordinator. You don't have that explosiveness that this offense had last year where you're scoring 31 points a game. So, for me, I would bring back B.A., Drew.
How long, too? I mean, Jason, we've followed this team our entire lives, going back to the days of Eric Curry playing on that defense.
God.
Paul Gruber at left tackle.
Wow. Tony Mayberry.
Charlie McCray at left guard.
Ian Beckles. I got you.
Turn it now. But how soon do we start to really put the magnifying glass, Peter, on one Joe Tryon Shoyinka.
Yeah, it's
That guy
coming.
is so out of position.
It's coming.
Throughout the season, and it's like he's just going one way. No field awareness whatsoever.
Yep.
How soon do we really start to criticize him?
I think we're going to start to criticize him because, look, you're going to have JPP tonight.
Playing on the other side.
Right.
Who you didn't re-sign to give Shoyinka the snaps.
Right, and you haven't seen any production out of him at all, so I think it starts tonight, and honestly, this defense has to do something. It's not just, JTS, but it's also Shaq Barrett, Vita Vea. And for me, the most disappointing aspect is Devin White. Here he is coming into a free agency year, and he's still all over the place at this point. So he's got to play better. This whole entire defense has to play better. And I think that's probably one of the most disappointing aspects is that defensive line. When they're your staple, you have to stop the running game, and you give up 150 yards of rushing. And once again, no consistent pass rush from those guys on the outside.
And Drew, here's what I want to see tonight. We're depleted in the secondary. Got some younger guys going to be in the game. I want to see our big money guys, Vea, Devin, Levante. It's time. Shaq Barrett.
Yes.
I need our big ticket items to play big tonight.
Yeah, you got to have those guys play big tonight. And again, if you don't get pressure on Lamar Jackson and he's able to run up and down the field, it could be a long night. And then on top of it, whether you're spying him, you got to contain him. For me, let him beat you from the pocket. If that's your game plan, I'm more happy with that because if he gets outside of that pocket, we know that he can make things happen, Drew.
And when you get an opportunity, real quick, Drew, when you get an opportunity to hit him, you got to him.
Yeah, you got to.
Not cheap, not late. No stupid late hits.
Right.
But hit him.
Right. Tell Devin White that. So.
All right. Final question because I don't want to eat into J.P. Peterson's time.
Yes.
But if, and I'm going to hang up after this, if Tom Brady does not have those issues domestically, if everything were all roses and everything was great, do you think it would be a difference for the Bucs in the win column? Do you think that, going back to him taking the time off in camp, has that kind of carried over on the field at all? I want to hear you guys' answer. Guys, let's get a win tonight.
Yeah, let's get a win tonight. Thanks a lot, Drew. Appreciate it. As always, Drew Felios here to answer the question and take it. I think this is more of the offensive line than anything else. Again,
though I'll say last week he had plenty of time to throw the ball last week.
Sometimes,
most of the game he had good pass protection.
Some of them, but also
and he missed some throws.
You definitely missed some throws, and then on top of it, your wide receivers aren't all healthy, especially Chris Godwin, Julio Jones. That's what they planned on.
Separation, not a lot of separation.
I want to see Nick Leverett tonight at left guard. What can he do?
Can he be a road grader in the running game?
Right.
Can he be solid pass protector? The Ravens don't have the best defensive line in the world.
Right.
you got JPP, you got Calais.
Not getting it done.
You got Calais Campbell, who's 85 years old.
Not playing tonight.
Okay, that's a big one there. That's a big move.
Yes, not playing.
You're going to have some opportunities tonight in the passing game.
Yes.
Secondary is not very good for Baltimore.
Agree.
There are going to be opportunities tonight. Can you light them up? Tonight's the night to light them up.
Absolutely. All right, let's go back out to the comments here as we wait for J.P. Peterson live from Raymond James Stadium. Let's go back to this question. Fournette, he has struggles this season. Is it the O-line or has he lost a step? I think it's the offensive line. I don't think it's a step. I think it's the offensive line once again being able to basically open up those holes.
You'll see more Rachaad White tonight. Again, it's a short week. Not a lot of recovery time for Fournette. He's older. I think you're going to see more Rachaad. Again, is it going to be 50-50 split? No.
Right.
But I think it'll be probably 60-40 Fournette tonight as far as carries and touches.
Yeah.
And again, the Bucs look slow on offense.
Right.
Godwin's still recovering.
Yeah.
We understand that. Julio, we don't know what he's got. Mike Evans, again, not great, never been the fastest guy in the world.
Sure.
But I want to see some spunk in the offense, some electricity. Well, and it's hard when you got older players. 3 days rest is hard to recover from that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, again, I don't think it's lost a step. I think it's the offensive line freeing it up, and I think that's also what you lose with Rob Gronkowski.
Yep. The inline blocker. We're about 15 minutes to kick off, folks. 8 o'clock here Eastern time. Again, we're here at Beefo Brady's, Himes and Bush Boulevard. Got a nice crowd inside. We're outside on the deck. Peter and I are going to do about a 5 or 6 minute halftime show as well.
Yes.
So jump back and join us back at halftime, at the start of halftime.
You want to go out to the phone lines here?
Real quick, but if JP comes, we got to end the call, okay?
And I know Harry called. You want to call back? Ed, really quick, go ahead and tell me
what
you think.
Ed, we got to hold up, Ed. JP just jumped on. I apologize, Ed.
Yep.
Call back in about 10 minutes, okay?
All right, there you go. Let's go out to Mr. JP Peterson of the JP Peterson Show, which can be heard and seen on Facebook and YouTube every day from 10 to 12. As I always talk about, it gets me through my day. Welcome to your game day extravaganza here, Sports Web Edition. What's going on, buddy?
Looking good, fellas. It's a beautiful scene out here. I don't know if I'm allowed to show you this, but we'll.
First question is, JP, how was
over here?
How was the pregame spread? Good pregame spread up there?
Well, look, there you go. This lovely lady has the ribs.
There we go.
Amazing. They are amazing.
Nice.
Here's your field shot.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, here we are. It's all good.
All right, JP, give me a sense of the atmosphere in the building. Is it a trepidation or is it an excitement?
Oh, it's electric walking in, man. Everybody's jacked up and ready to go. You know, I was down there as the players were coming in. You know, some were somewhat subdued. Some guys were a little jacked up. Look, they've been embarrassed the last 4 out of 5 weeks. If this team doesn't come out with some fire and some energy, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's although we haven't seen it a lot this week in the interviews, you know, there's not a whole lot of energy from Brady. There just hasn't been a lot of positive energy around his team. You guys know this. Yep. It's a little perplexing. You know, I asked Brady some questions this week, and
he didn't like your questions.
He didn't like my tone. But the second one I asked, you know, I said, you know, Ryan Jensen might be coming back, Julio's coming back, you know, set him up for like a let's go. And he's like, oh, well, you know, the reality is it changes week to week. So I don't know. But they just listen. It's all talk, right? They got to go out here on this field tonight and show some guts and some intestinal fortitude, or they're going to get embarrassed. And of course, as you guys probably went over all the inactives. Yep. You know, CD3 and Antoine Winfield.
Yes.
You know, Devin White and Levante David have to have huge games tonight.
I agree.
Because Lamar Jackson he's the best runner in football. Running back, quarterback, he's the best runner in football in my mind. And, you know, the way he plays and the deception of their offense absolutely requires the ultimate discipline from defensive ends and linebackers and whoever's going to drop down and play in that kind of strong safety role. And the Bucs have not shown that. In fact, they've shown just the opposite. They're not a disciplined defense. They're terrible against the run the last few weeks. So, I mean, this is the last guy you want to see if you're the Buccaneers. So they know what the issues are, and they just got to be better. And I personally don't see it happening tonight. I hope it does. I hope it changes. You know, this league, and, you know, just when you think you know what's going on, and the Bucs are 13.5-point favorites, they get beat 21-3 by the Panthers. So, and a lot of late money coming in on the Buccaneers. The spread's gone from plus 1.5 Ravens favored to the Bucs now favored by 2, which is very bizarre given the injury situation. So,
JP, do you want to see Leftwich? I'd like to see Leftwich come out and run some no huddle offense from the get go. Let's up tempo.
I've been talking about that all year. That's when they're at their best. That's the only time they've really gotten rhythm this year is when they're up tempo. And of course, Byron Leftwich doesn't do it. The rhyme or reason to this offense is kind of bizarre. But bottom line is, you don't have a lot of options with Tom Brady. He's a drop back passer who can't move. So, you know, you're not going to be throwing out bootlegs. You're not going to be doing RPOs. You're not going to be doing zone reads. You know, this is what this league has become. And, you know, Leftwich can't do that. You've got to just protect him, let him get the ball out and survey the field. That's what Brady does. And that's the only thing he does. And not having an interior line that holds up to let him step into the throw just doesn't let him do that. So Nick Leverett starts tonight. Hopefully the line will be better and he can step into throws and can start being Tom Brady again.
Let me ask you this, JP, and we're on with JP Peterson, the JP Peterson Show, which can be heard and seen on Facebook and YouTube every day from 10 to 12. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with my tag team partner of the world, Mr. Jason Powers. Powers on Sports Podcast, No Quarter Given Podcast. Most disappointing aspect of this offense, is it Tom Brady? Is it the offensive line? Or is it the running game? And can they get this cured tonight versus a very susceptible defense, if you will, JP, and the Baltimore Ravens, especially in that back end?
Yeah, no Calais Campbell for them today.
Yeah,
so
big one.
That's a big one for the Bucs. I don't know. You know, they haven't been able to run the football because they're running. You know, they've been running with Leonard Fournette. I think Rashad White should be RB1, and I told him that this week.
Wow.
Quick story. The media wanted. I was talking to Rashad. Two of us were talking to him back by his locker, And then the media wanted him to come up front and do the whole media thing. And he's like, wow, they want to talk to me. I go, yeah, you're running back one this week. He goes, I am. I said, no. Just in the minds of the fans, you are, but I don't think the coaches have said that yet. So it's his time. Maybe they'll do it tonight. I don't know. I don't trust this coaching staff to really make that big change on a short week. So we'll see. But I think that would be an improvement. Nick Leverett obviously is a big improvement. So we'll see. To me, it's all about the O-line. And if they can get that figured out with this one change, it could be a big difference.
Last question for me. Keep Ira Kaufman away from the cookies, man.
Too late. There's none left. Gone. A couple brownies left, but that's about it.
There you go. Are they still serving Bananas Foster at halftime?
Of course, yes.
There you go.
Absolutely.
I miss those days of being in the press box. We'll get back there one of these days. All right.
Yes.
JP Peterson, appreciate the time, man. Enjoy the game. Thanks
All
for
right, guys.
your pick in Baltimore. Hopefully we have a different result, but again, have a great time at the game and appreciate the time, JP.
Great show, guys. Appreciate you having me on. Thanks.
There you go. JP Peterson of the JP Peterson Show once again can be seen and heard on Facebook and YouTube every day from 10 to 12. I know we're getting lots.
Got about 10 more minutes till kickoff here. We're gonna go a couple minutes past kickoff just to let you know, Buck fans.
Sure.
If you want to call in 727-255-0391. We got to call my buddy Guy Myers. Welcome to the Game Day Live broadcast. What do you got for us, Mr. Guy Myers?
JP, what's up, man?
Isn't your name Big? I hear through the your name is Big Game Guy Myers. Why does everybody call you Big Game?
Why do they call you that?
Big Game.
Yeah.
Why do they call you Big Game?
Waiting on my first round playoff game. Don't sleep with the Dragon.
So Guy Myers is an officiating buddy of mine, high school official. You know, people know I referee high school football. My man Guy Myers is actually calling us from Alabama, from sweet home Birmingham, Alabama.
Right.
Getting ready for me and him have been trying to make a fantasy football trade all day too, and he won't pull the trigger.
What's the trade?
A lot of guys.
I want to hear it. What's the trade here, Guy?
We've been battling a lot of different names. Go ahead, tell everybody. I'm trying to get Josh Allen. I'm trying to give him Justin Herbert, and we're going to mix in some other guys to balance it out. That ain't terrible.
I don't know if I do that. I don't know if I trade Josh Allen for Justin Herbert.
Well, not straight up. It's going to be multiple players.
I think you're trying to pull one here, tag team partner.
No. Right. What do you got for us, Guy Myers?
That's it.
Who you like tonight, Guy? TB 45?
I like Tom Brady and G.
Are you loading the wagon on the Bucs minus the 2 tonight?
Yeah, loading the wagon with Giselle, baby. She'll be there. It's in the suite tonight.
My question is, will Antonio Brown be under? Will Giselle be under Antonio's arm tonight? God. Arm in arm tonight, with all the memes out there about Antonio and Giselle.
Guy is such a scum. Ugh. That guy.
Well, Guy Myers, appreciate the call, man. Congratulations. Keep the little one going. Happy Halloween.
Yes, sir.
And always remember, WWJPD. WWJPD.
All right, see ya. There you go. Good stuff there. Open phone line as we're how many more minutes
Not
away?
many, a couple.
All right.
I'm looking at Herb Street and Al Michaels in the screen over here.
You're right.
Doing their pregame. So we're going to go about 5 more minutes, and then we're going to enjoy the game. Go ahead, Big Ed.
Ed from Palm Harbor.
Hey.
Go ahead.
Thanks for calling back, man.
You know what I think they should do in the very first play, first down? Go hard play action, man. It'll work.
Yep.
It'll work because they've been running the ball on first down all year.
I agree. I want to see up tempo. I don't even care if we throw it. If we throw it 70,
throw the ball down the field. Hopefully, it's to Mike Evans so he can catch it this time because even he
will.
About it.
I'm not worried about Evans.
No,
He's the least of my concerns.
Right. But you got to get that big play, and to me, you got to come out and score a touchdown in the first quarter. That would go a long way. That would give, as my co-host, Mr. Harry the Greek, would say, the mo to this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. What else, Ed?
Exactly. Well, I'm going to go because it's actually game time.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So
Give me a score prediction.
I'll call you guys after the show.
Give me a score prediction.
After the game, actually.
We're not going to be on. We're not going to be on post game here.
I'm going to be.
Peter will.
I will be. I'll be on. You call me up anytime you want to, Ed. Thanks a lot for the call. Appreciate it. Final thoughts here, Jason Powers.
I think tonight, Suck Up's going to win it at the gun tonight. Late field goal in the last play of the game. Bucs win 24-21.
You know, I picked the Ravens on the podcast.
No Quarter Given podcast, by the
Quarter
way.
Given
Go listen.
podcast, yeah.
All your podcast platforms. We break it down every week.
You know what?
Peter had some strong opinions this week.
You know what? Because I'm out here right now, I'm going to change my mind. Let's go Bucs. 27-20 over the Baltimore Ravens. How about that?
I got
you convinced me.
I hear you.
All right. So we'll wrap this up here for the great Jason Powers on Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And Bucs fans, it's your time. Enjoy the game.